Jesus Christ. One thing I really enjoy as a priest, and that is doing baptisms. Baptisms to me are just a lot of fun. We had a baptism yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and what we do, and we've been doing this here at St. Margaret Mary's probably for about the last 7-8 years. Whenever we have a baptism, we get each mom and dad or their little baby that's being baptized a little lamb. And on the lamb it says, "I was baptized today." And then we put the name of the child and the date of the baptism. And this is during the course of the baptism itself, and then the mom and dad walk over to our little baptismal wall, which is located on the back left corner of the church. You might have seen it as you walked out many times. And then in the month of January, we always say a little prayer and a little blessing for all the babies that were baptized in our parish the year before. So in the year 2023, we were blessed to have 36 baptisms in our parish. And that's a relatively high number for our parish. Now, the nice thing is all 36 of those babies and families belong here to St. Margaret Mary's. So our church definitely grew by 36 new precious little members. So what we're going to be doing this morning is praying for and thanking God for all the babies that we baptized here, St. Margaret Mary, the year 2023. Now, we'll be putting these little baptismal lambs. We took a picture of each. We'll put the lamb up on the wall. And then I will say the baby's name, and after that I will say, "Thank you, God," and you will respond, "For this life." Because we're definitely thankful that God has blessed our parish and blessed these moms and dads with these 36 little babies. So let's start off. Beckett Von Kellen, "Thank you, God." Tanner Joseph Merzlak, "Thank you, God." Joseph Edward Riddle III, "Thank you, God." Lila Marie Taddy, "Thank you, God." Reagan Marie Pomculla, "Thank you, God." Enzo Joseph Saput, "Thank you, God." Gianna Judith Walsh, "Thank you, God." Isabella Ann Leppish, "Thank you, God." Aubrey Lynn McDonald, "Thank you, God." Kendall Judith Conti, "Thank you, God." Steele Stephen Haas, "Thank you, God." Brenlee May Rose Fellers, "Thank you, God." Ruth Renee Paddock, "Thank you, God." Addison Ray Ekman, "Thank you, God." Aiden John Ekman, "Thank you, God." Gail Charlotte Amato, "Thank you, God." Charlotte Michelina Seaman, "Thank you, God." Mary Grace Tobin, "Thank you, God." Ruby Lynn Lang, "Thank you, God." Brody Paul Shields, "Thank you, God." Maverick Riley Isaac, "Thank you, God." Miko Jameson Isaac, "Thank you, God." Peyton Renee Penton, "Thank you, God." Colton Patrick Zarowski, "Thank you, God." Cameron Michael Warner, "Thank you, God." Kaylee Jean Simpson, "Thank you, God." Caden James Fantuzo, "Thank you, God." Reed James Masalek, "Thank you, God." McKenna Louise Kunkel, "Thank you, God." Nicholas Raymond Andrade, "Thank you, God." Haley Grace Kitterer, "Thank you, God." Scarlett Ann Fitzsimmons, "Thank you, God." Lila Rose Tresher, "Thank you, God." Isabella Kathleen Johnson, thank you, God. Isabella Rose Shaw, thank you, God. Rocco Thomas LaCava, thank you, God. And at Mass this morning, I think I noticed 2 or 3 of the little babies that were baptized in the year 2023. If mom or dad are holding those little ones, if you're good enough to stand, those who are baptized, you see on the back right here. A couple mamas and dads over the side, right over here, right there. So it looks like we got 5 or 6. Give these mom and dads and these little babies a round of applause. Thank you. You know, I always believe this. I hear a lot of people ask me the question, or just in general, people will be saying the way the world is nowadays, the world's coming to an end. It can't last much longer. I hear that, I would say to myself, no, I don't think so. Because I believe that every time a baby is born, that's God's sign that the world will continue. I have a hard time believing in my heart that God will bring a life into the world today and literally destroy and obliterate the world tomorrow. I don't think it works that way. I think every time you see a baby, you should say to yourself, this world will continue on for many, many years, because God's going to create that life, bring the baby in the world, and he's saying to that baby, I'm going to allow you to live the life that I know you're going to have, but I'm going to allow you to live the life that you're going to decide to have for yourself. So a little baby to me is always a sign that, no, the world's not ending, the world will be continuing. Hopefully, now before COVID, and you might remember this, before COVID, we always gave mom and dads the option to have their baby baptized before Mass, after Mass, and the one I always favored, during Mass. When I would ask mom and dads, would you like your baby to be baptized before, after, during Mass, I never steered them in my direction, but if they said to me during Mass, that really made me excited inside. Oh, you picked the right one, at least from my perspective. Because I always enjoyed, when we did it during Mass, I would process down the aisle, my servers and mom and dad, and I'd be at the back of the line holding on to the little baby. So I'd walk in with the baby, turn around, go up the ramp, kiss the altar, come back down, and hand the baby off to mom or dad. That was really exciting. So I'm hoping, again, after COVID, we haven't, and during COVID, and post-COVID, we haven't been able to do that. But I'm hoping that here in the Diocese of Greensburg, we'll be able to baptize babies again during Mass. But there are a couple groups of people I really would like to recognize by a round of applause. And I'll tell you who they are, and then we'll applaud later. The first person I'd like to recognize would be God. God who created these, for our parish, these 36 little babies. He's the one to allow those little babies to be conceived in the womb of their mother. So I appreciate the fact that God has decided to bless our parish with 36 new members in the year 2023, to bless these mom and dads with these little precious babies and allow those little babies to be created, conceived, and brought into this world. Also, I'd like to thank all of our moms and dads, those who are here at Mass that we already recognize, but all of our moms and dads of these 36 babies who say yes to life. That's a very beautiful thing and answer they gave to the good Lord. And then I want to thank these little babies. We had a group of babies at Mass last night, this morning at 8:30, and now here at 11 o'clock. And I personally love a crying baby in church. I hear a crying baby in church. To me, that's just a beautiful sign. And that never upsets me, because every time I hear a crying baby in church, I think back. Now, I don't know the answer to this, but I am positive that when I was a baby, I probably cried a lot at Mass. Because back then, even now, I'm hungry all the time. So I was probably hungry, aggravated, and I probably made a lot of noise during Mass. But it's just a beautiful song. I think it's one of the great songs, because if you get upset with the song of the crying baby, you got to say to yourself, there's a good chance you did the exact same thing. I think that's a beautiful